The idea of the project is to analyze how the increase of immigrants affects the unemployment rate in European Union countries. This problem is really relevant right now, as millions of Ukrainians have been leaving the country for the past 3 months because of war, and we want to show how it may affect the economic situation in countries that hosted refugees. It may be helpful for people who are considering starting a new business, or even politicians who want to explore the current unemployment situation in their country. Our hypothesis is that immigration is not correlated to the unemployment rate for the following years. That is why we chose to analyze 2 consecutive years instead of taking a wide range. In addition, we want to analyze whether such factors as GDP, the existence of an officially set minimum wage, and social protection have an impact on the unemployment rate. We decided to use the official database of the European Commission called Eurostat. We decided to stick to 5 different factors. These include unemployment rate, GDP growth rate, the existence of minimum wage, expenditure on social protection, and immigration rate. From the correlation metrics, we can see that immigration rate seems to have little to no correlation with unemployment rate, while other factors such as GDP growth, social protection, and existence of minimum wage are correlated with it. We'll use 2 different methods to analyze data. OLS to see linear dependencies between variables, and diff and diff to obtain the shift in unemployment rates caused particularly by immigration. So let's start with OLS, which is ordinary least squares. So OLS is a least squares method for estimating unknown parameters in a linear regression model. The main task is to make an OLS regression model where a dependent variable is the logarithm of the unemployment rate, and independent variables are immigration rate, GDP growth, minimum wage, and social protection in 2011-2012. Our aim is to obtain which factors have and which do not have an impact on unemployment rate using the OLS regression models. The second method, which is called diff and diff, allows us to capture the effect of some intervention, in this case immigration rate, by comparing the performance, in this case unemployment rate, of the target group, which is countries with high immigration, with the unaffected group in different time periods. In our case, it's 2011 and 2012. To apply diff and diff, we decided to split the countries into 2 clusters. Countries with high immigration rate that had over 25,000 immigrants in the past year, and countries that have this value low. So let's get to what we achieved. We built 5 OLS models and analyzed how different factors affect the unemployment rate. After obtaining the correlation metrics, we concluded that immigration rate has really small effects on unemployment rate. We have also confirmed it in the first OLS model. Another thing we obtained is that the independent variables don't correlate with each other, thus we considered all of them in next models. It is expected immigration rate and social protection to have positive effect on unemployment rate, while GDP growth and existence of officially set minimum wage, the negative one. We have made all 5 models described above and came to a conclusion that the model which includes log, immigration rate, GDP growth, minimum wage, and social protection best fits the data. Its R² is equal to 0.33, and other outcomes also tell us about its goodness. The value of R² is not very high. However, it is okay, as there are numerous unobserved factors which affect the unemployment rate, so this result satisfies us. Another approach we did to observe clearly the effect of immigration on unemployment rate is the diff and diff model. We splitted the data, confirmed our hypothesis, showing that difference from intervention, which is immigration in our case, has little to no effect on unemployment rate. We had the results of minus 0.6. So what's next? The next steps to generalize the research is to make countries not just from the European Union region and consider different times in history when certain circumstances cause spikes in immigration. The main thing is taking countries from different parts of the world or countries with significant differences in economic model is not the correct way. And of course, thank you all for your attention.